I am the host, Jose, and today we're going to be taking a look at the number of deaths caused by cancer in the US per 100,000 citizens, to the number of people with AIDS globally per 100,000 citizens. Now I'll pass it to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Jose. The US population is measured to see who have lost their lives to any type of cancer, whether it's lung cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer, etc. The number is a specific number in each year and remains unchanged by other illness deaths. The number of people with AIDS can continuously grow during a whole calendar year with each new spread of illness. Countries all around the world are taken in account in order to see the amount of the global population which has AIDS. On the span of 17 years, the minimum deaths caused by cancer in the US is 158.5 and the maximum is 199.6. During a span of 17 years, the minimum of number of people with AIDS globally is 31.1 and the maximum is 42.9. During the span of 17 years, the maximum deaths caused by cancer in the US per 100,000 citizens is 199.5. which makes the maximum number of people with AIDS per 100,000 people globally 40.441. During the span of 17 years, the lowest point of the function is 178.2 for deaths by cancer in the US per 100,000 citizens, and 31.1 for number of people with AIDS per 100,000 citizens globally.
Thank you, Michelle, for that wonderful information. Now, we're going to take a look at the amount of deaths by cancer per 100,000 citizens increases from 158.5 citizens to 199.6. And the deaths caused by cancer decreases per 1,100 citizens from 196 to 158.5 citizens. Now, we are going to compare the spending measure in billions of dollars used for drug enforcement inside the United States to the amount of opium overdoses inside the United States every year. Now I'm gonna pass to Pablo in the field.
Thank you, Jose. The amount spent by the US government to enforce drug laws in the United States does not change regardless of other expenditures by the government. The number is measured by adding up all the expenditures used between the drug clinics, drug enforcement, and border enforcement in the United States. The number of opioid overdoses in the United States is measured by medical records of deaths in hospitals. The number is not dependent and isn't a fixed number, as it can continue to go exponentially with each new overdose. The expenditure by the United States has become inefficient, and it can be seen because the relationship continues to be exponential.
The domain represents the spectrum of opioid-related deaths. The least amount of deaths registered in a 17-year span was 9.878, while the most deaths there was in the 17-year span was 45.673. Range refers to the expenditure of money in billions in drug enforcement. The least amount spent in billions is 8.1, while the most money spent in drug enforcement is 30.6. The most money spent on law enforcement was 35.1, which makes the local maxima for opioid overdoses to be 32.02. The local minima for law enforcement, which is the least amount of money spent, was 9.9, which makes the local minima for opioid overdoses to be 8.1.
The amount of money spent by the US government in drug enforcement in billions of dollars changes from 9.878 to 42 billion.
Thank you very much, everybody, and thanks for watching.
As you can see, there is a negative linear correlation between nuclear weapons and water withdrawals. As more nuclear weapons are built in the US, more water is withdrawn. This means that water will eventually become exclusive and not easy to attain. Therefore, riots and attacks will be made to gain water sources. This will lead to the world becoming a wasteland So this is an issue that has to be fixed immediately.